We are here today with Katie Cherry, whose new, well, sort of new, re-released 3-book set of the Crystal Dragon Saga has been sort of re-released, and it's, like, new. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and I guess what's next?
Well, I don't have a lot to say about myself. I always freeze whenever I get these questions because I just don't have time to do anything nowadays. I don't have hobbies, but I used to be writing. Now it's my job. So I guess as a hobby, I play video games with my husband.
Ooh, yeah.
Like shooter games.
Okay, sure.
Both like dogs and cats.
Those are both good things to like. I have to say that because my dog and my cat would be mad if I didn't.
Yes, I imagine they would. Well, the dog would forgive you. They're pretty forgiving.
If you feed them.
Unfortunately, I don't have any pets yet because of situations, but
yeah. Sometime in the future, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess we'll go straight into the sort of new but not actually new yet re-released with new book set thingy. I don't actually know how to describe this. It's very complicated.
Yeah, it is a little bit. So I wrote them originally in high school, and then, well, the first couple at least I wrote in high school.
Sure.
And then I've gotten through book 4 released by myself, and then Jeff and Michael, who now run Fallbrandt Press, were looking at my books, and they were like, these should be like a way bigger deal than what they're. So, hey, you want us to help you like re-release them and market them? And I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The marketing is so much fun.
Yeah.
No. Very cool. Okay. So your books are, and now correct me if I'm getting this wrong because genre is not my favorite thing to identify. Epic fantasy of the YA sort?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Mine are especially hard to pin down the genre because when I started writing them, I didn't care about genre.
Right.
So it's kind of just a fantasy mashup. So I just say YA fantasy, generally.
That works. YA fantasy mashup with all of the little things that everyone likes to do. Yes. That'll work. Yep. All right.
And sci-fi, so.
Oh, and sci-fi. That works too. Okay, so tell us enough about the plot that we know what's going on without spoilers, because spoilers.
Well, the main character, her name is Crystal. She grew up in our world thinking magic is fantasy, and that's where it belongs. Until she gets kidnapped and taken to this realm called Zilphiria, where she finds out that she's supposedly their lost princess.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want that. And she also has to grow into what they call gifts, which are essentially like superpowers, but they get them by connecting to the magic of the realm. So to firmly identify her as the princess, she needs to get 3 or 4 gifts because most people get 1 or 2. So.
So they think she's the lost princess, but she has to like work for it?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, not a great Tuesday for her.
Yeah, no, especially not when she has to work with strangers who one of them eventually ends up being her best friend, and he goes with her throughout the rest of the series. His name is Nathan. She also finds out that she has a special connection to the dragons.
Hence the whole dragon saga bit.
Yes.
Okay.
And her job is to save the 7 realms from this bad guy. So that's what carries her through the rest of the series, is trying to save the realms.
Very cool. Fun. Ooh. Yes. Okay. So now we get to talk world building, because going from our world into magical realms is always fun.
Yes. That's kind of the perk of fantasy.
Yeah. All right. So what's the world like?
So Zilphiria is kind of like the medieval fantasy kind of realm with dragons, werewolves, vampires, vicious mermaids,
Vicious mermaids?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of magic. They usually use like swords and types of things, not too technologically advanced
Uh-huh.
because they have magic and therefore you don't really need technology.
Right. So the lack of cell phones could be problematic for our poor main character.
They do have some stuff like they get watches that sync to the time for each realm because time passes differently in each realm.
What? That's cool.
Yes. So days in Zilfari are actually 36 hours.
Uh-huh.
Because I was like, we need to have more time in the day. And I was like, I can make a rule more time in the day. And so I did.
I like that. Yeah, okay. I think I would like more time in the day. I think that sounds like a great idea. It also sounds like a really bad idea because working days would be longer.
Yes. But the nights are also longer to recover. So
That is also true. Hmm. This is a toss-up. Okay, so magical watches because time moves differently. That's exciting. All right, so tell us about some of these characters and the shenanigans that they get up to. You've got the best, well, not best friend yet, but in the future, Nathan.
yes. So he is from what I call First Earth. Where we're from is Second Earth. So First Earth is more technologically advanced even, so it's more of like a sci-fi world.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
was
Okay, so now you have to tell us about the sci-fi world. First Earth. They're not all dead, are they? Is this like alternate reality sort of First Earth?
No. So the story of the realms is they were first all one realm,
Uh-huh.
and they broke into 7 pieces essentially.
Uh-huh.
And Second Earth and First Earth have technology because they were kind of gypped in the magic area.
Yeah, I noticed. Still can't make things fly, but
I know. We keep trying though.
yep. Yep. Okay, very cool. All right, so they've been brought to this new realm. They have to go save all the other ones. Yeah, that sounds like a difficult time. Who are they fighting? Unless you can't tell us because it's, secret that they have to discover sort of a thing.
Well, in the first book, they think that the bad guy is the king's childhood rival, Patrick, who
Oh.
is now leader of the Dragon Hunter group.
Oh.
Which is especially problematic because the royal family in Zilphiria are part dragon, and they have the last name of dragon bestowed upon them as like kind of a gift from the dragons, show that they're kind of like kin.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, so Patrick specifically is like, yeah, we're hunting all of the dragons, including the human ones, or whatever.
Oh, bummer.
Yep. So he's a big problem in book 1, but becomes less so throughout the series as you realize there's an even bigger bad guy than Patrick. So
There's a bigger bad guy than someone who wants to kill everybody of dragon descent. Yeah. Oh,
the
good.
bigger bad has to kill everybody in all of the realms, and that's who Crystal has to stop.
Oh, just everybody. Okay. Well, at least they're, equal rights and all that.
Well, he has to pick a few favorites just to, have people around to serve him or whatever, but generally.
Yeah. All right, what fun. So, how many books will be in the series?
There are 7 books.
7 books. And you've got 4, well, hold on. This is going to get complicated again, isn't it? You had 4 out and you're re-releasing them.
Yes.
Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So at the time of this recording, the box set of 1 through 3 released today. Book 1 releases in a week, book 2 a week after that, book 3 a week after that, book 4 a week after that, and then book 5, 6, and 7 release a month apart.
Ah, okay. So you've written the whole series then?
Almost. I need to finish writing book 6 and book 7 still.
Yeah.
So now I'm on a time crunch.
Oh boy, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Your days are going to be, what, just slaving away at the keyboard?
Essentially. Lots of stuff.
Should be fun. Do you plot out your books, or is the writing process more just tossing your thoughts at the words and hoping it sticks?
A little bit of both. When I first started the series, there was absolutely no plotting. I would just, bumble along and my characters would point me in a direction and I'd just, go.
Not a bad way to go.
Yes, but now that I'm 5 or 6 books into the series, there are so many details that I need to keep track of and character plot lines and all of that. So,
yeah, those details.
Yes, I think we have an outline of just details that I need to incorporate and then just kind of vague outline and then just go for it. So
wow, an outline just of details you need to incorporate. That's impressive. Yeah, is this like one of those notebooks that you keep with this character's eyes are blue and this character needs to have long hair for this part of the thing, and if I don't put a tree here it's going to be problematic?
Yes, I do have notes for that, but this one's more of like, this needs to happen between this character, like future stuff.
Oh, right.
The stars on the left side, and this character is left-handed and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, that would be useful to know, what's going to happen with the characters.
Yep, it's kind of the most important thing.
Just a touch, just a smidge. Okay, so we've already established that marketing is hard, and that's why Michael Evan and Jeff Koenig are like amazing. But yes, apart from that bit, from ideas in the head to theoretically money in the bank, what's the least favorite part of the process?
Probably starting the writing.
Oh.
I don't know, I just stress myself out because I'm kind of a perfectionist and I'm like, I want to get it right the first time, even though that's dumb and I can always revise it and I like revising, it's fine. But the creating and pulling it out of thin air and wanting it to be right the first kind of always stresses me out. So I stare at a blank page for days sometimes.
Oh no.
Once I start going, I can keep going, but getting started is the worst for me.
Yeah. But the revising, it works out, yes?
Yes, yeah. The revising, I think, is kind of fun because I get to go back and reread it and go, oh, I'm not a crap author like I thought I was when I first wrote this.
Yeah, that feeling, the I'm not terrible, is a wonderful feeling to have.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Okay. I was going to ask questions about Fallbrandt, but I don't actually know what to ask besides what's it like.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about Fallbrandt. So I told you how they reached out to me when they realized my book should be doing better than they are.
Yeah, that moment. Many indie authors want their books to be doing better.
Oh, yeah. But they were like, yeah, these already have good covers. We took a look at the inside and the story is great. So, like, they should be doing better. So we're happy to help. And I was like, sweet. So, yeah, we went into the process of taking them down from Amazon, which kind of sucked because now I have no income from them at the moment.
Oh, that's right. I always forget the whole 3-month delay from Amazon thing.
Yes, that also sucks, that pay delay. But anyway, so Michael usually talks to me about setting up things like this with podcast interviews, and then Jeff talks to me about like getting reviewers and getting the book set up in general, sending over blurbs and covers and all that kind of stuff. So he's kind of more of the like book side, and then Michael's more of the marketing side, I guess.
Yeah, how interesting. My experience with smaller presses is not as varied as my experience with how like vanity presses work and how the traditionally publishing world works. So this is all very exciting to learn about. Also, I think their logo is just really cool.
It is really cool.
Okay, let's talk about other books in the world. Let's see here. Your genre is so everything. We've got, the fantasy and the sci-fi and the YA stuff. So I can't really ask specifically, but are there authors out there that have sort of your genre whose abilities you'd like to steal? Because why not?
That is a hard one. For sure, considering my books are so unique and I don't have time to read anymore either, so I don't know what powers I would steal. But Eileen Mueller is awesome. She writes Dragon Rider fantasy as well, which is probably the closest we're going to find to my books.
Okay.
And just as a person, she's amazing and like has so much energy and is so outgoing and just she's kind of my hero of the author community at the moment. She's my idol.
She's great fun in her group. All of the interesting things that happen, and her book is definitely high on my list for the TBR, which is long. Very long. So many books to read.
Yep.
Okay, Dragon Rider fantasy, though. That's a good place to start for genre identification.
Yes.
So tell us about your dragons.
Oh boy. Well, in this specific series, well, I have, your normal dragons that are big, scaly, breathe fire, fly through the air. Mm-hmm. They talk with their minds because they don't really have vocal cords.
Yes, I could see how that would be problematic.
Dragons just aren't really built to talk like people. But they talk with their minds. Yeah, so the dragon family, how they're part dragon, they all have dragon eyes, so they can switch between human and dragon eyes whenever they want. Mm-hmm. So they can kind of zoom in with their eyes. They can see further distances, kind of like with the camera.
That's super cool.
Yes, it's super cool. They can also, depending on the dragon, see emotions in people's auras. Based on what color they are. So man, it's been a while. I've only used it in book 1 for a reason. But I think green was curiosity, and pink was love.
Huh. Cool. So, although a little creepy for the people they're talking to, simply because they know what they were feeling.
Yeah, most people don't know about it, but
oh, that's far. Wait, I don't know if that's worse or better.
Well, it's not used very frequently either. So.
Okay.
And there is a gift, those superpowers that I mentioned earlier, of reading minds.
Oh, so that's okay. Yeah, that makes it better.
So yeah, people can also just read minds. You can put up barriers too once you learn how. But yeah,
that would be slightly problematic.
But back to the dragons, I guess.
Yeah.
There are different dragons in every realm, except for First Earth and Second Earth don't have any.
Bummer.
Yeah. But in book 3, they go to a world called Quagon, which is very watery, so there's actually water dragons down in the...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Okay, that's exciting. Okay, so you said that there are dragon hunters, though. Does this mean that dragons are, dying out?
Well, generally, people aren't super good at killing dragons.
Well, I mean, they're bigger.
Yeah, they're bigger than battered. Yeah. But they are creating machines that they are able to wipe them out better, so they are starting to wipe out quite a few dragons.
But dragons, they're so cool. Why would you want to kill them?
People are afraid of not being the top of the food chain, essentially.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I could see not wanting to be eaten.
Yeah.
It's kind of high on my list of things to never have happened to me. I can understand that. Fun, though. Do they know that the royal family is part dragon?
Yes, they do.
Huh. I'm sensing some conflict.
Yes. That's quite a bit of the main conflict for the first few books, especially, is the dragon hunters are trying to kill Crystal and her family as well. So
Yeah, okay. Wow, that's got to be tough for Crystal. She's
well,
coming from First Earth. Things are, well, to us, normal, and then not so much.
yep. Suddenly magic is everywhere. You have all these responsibilities. She's 16 in the first book too, and just has to deal with all of this stuff.
Wow. Wow. Your books are going to be so much fun to read.
They are very fun. They're very character focused, so you get to see a lot of Crystal and Nathan growing through the series, and a lot of like relationships developing between a bunch of different characters. And
That's fun. For writery types trying to get into, well, we'll go with, I don't know if I should go with science fiction combined with fantasy or straight up fantasy or dragon rider fantasy, so I'll let you pick which one you like best. Are there traps that they should avoid?
let's see. I don't know about for specific genres. Most of the warnings that I can think about are just writing in general.
Writing in general is always useful.
Yeah. So a lot of pitfalls that I've seen people fall into is overly descriptive. And info dumping especially. Info dumping is just, it's horrible. Like, nobody wants to know the details of the formation of the world that your character is, and until they are far enough along in the book that they actually care about it. Because especially if you do first, they'll be like, I don't care about this yet, so I don't want to learn about it. So you have to get them to care, and then you feed them the info as they feel that they want to know it.
Interesting. Although, how do you do that? Because, well, for most authors, I have found that they're too close to see what's important to readers as opposed to the world.
Well, for me, I look at everything through my character's eyes. So as it becomes important for them to know, it becomes important for the reader to know.
Hence the character focus.
Yes, which was especially nice for writing First Earth with Nathan in the super technological world, was I didn't have to info dump because I was writing it from his eyes, so nothing was weird. So it was just kind of like he's angry that he has to ride in a bus on the ground because like that's so old-fashioned. Why can't he be like everybody else in the quiet vehicles? And so just like stuff with that, like that is how you can slip in details about the world without it being an info dump, just looking through the character's eyes and seeing it how they see it.
I like that. Yes, buses, terribly old-fashioned things. We should just do away with them.
Yep, specifically rumbling along the ground because they have flying cars. So,
well, I mean, if you're gonna have a car, then yes, it should fly because roads are needlessly restrictive.
Yeah, all that traffic is horrible.
Ugh, traffic, and you've got road maintenance, and all right, so character focus. Do you then do different perspectives from your characters?
I do, and my books, I think, are very unique, and it throws people for a loop for a little bit.
Okay.
Because Crystal is the main character.
Yes.
And so I write her perspective as first person, and the whole series is in present tense because I like people to feel like they're there, because I feel like that's the point of reading, is to feel like you're there and you're doing it.
Sure.
So I write it in present tense, so it's like, they feel that the dragon is flying overhead rather than reading that it did. But for when I jump heads, because these books are really complicated and all of the characters want a voice, so eventually I'll have a voice. Yeah. But it gets confusing if everyone is first person because you don't know who's talking half the time. I've read all the books and I would just get so confused.
Oh, interesting. So you switch. Wow.
for everybody but Crystal.
Okay.
It's kind of like the reader is Crystal whenever
Sure.
they read, me, myself, and I. And then everybody else is Nathan does this and Nathan does this. So it's kind of like they get to take peeks into other characters' lives, but in the series, it's more like they are Crystal and they are the main character.
Interesting. That's cool, especially with the present tense. I haven't seen that as much in the fantasy genre as I have in some of the other genres out there, but I like it.
Yeah, that's what throws people for a while. They start reading, they're like, "What is this?" But then they usually like it. So
yeah, I find that once you get into it, it goes pretty well. Of course, editing it is rather different.
Yes, my editors especially have had a hard time.
Oh, really?
Like, right? I'm like, yeah, you're just not used to reading first person present. So.
Aha. Well, you're trying to throw all your readers for a loop, but that's kind of the fun part of being an author.
It kind of is, yeah.
I like it. Huh, that's going to be very cool.
Yeah, readers say they want something different but the same, so they get, the same fantasy with dragons and adventure and everything, but different in how it's delivered, how you're able to follow it, and all that stuff.
I like that. A lot of the times I see people trying to be different in terms of story, which can work very well, and it usually does, but the story craft, the actual writing, that's cool. I like that.
Well, the story is different too. Everybody has stories,
yes.
But yeah.
I didn't mean that yours wasn't different. I just specifically like turning tropes on their heads, sort of a thing. So 1, 2, and 3 are out in box set form. They'll be coming out individually soonish. Books 4, 5, and 6 are on the way, and there's probably very much drama to be had between all of these books. So is there anything important that we should know that doesn't spoil the novel?
Well, so in each book, they go to a different realm. So originally they were named after the realms, but with the re-release, we decided to rename the books as well, so it's more, marketable. Instead of weird made-up names like Qui-Gon and Panorama and Zilpharia and stuff. But
no, they're very cool names.
Yeah, I think they're fun, but it's hard for people to remember and like spell and everything. So.
Aw. Yes, spelling.
So they'll go to different ones in each book. Originally, it's to hunt down Crystal's lost brother through the realms, and then it turns into more of a shoot. We need to save the realms as they discover the actual bad guy of the series and how he's going to destroy the realms, and so they're going through trying to rally people to help fight against him.
Yes, I could see how saving the realms would be kind of important.
I mean, they live there.
just a touch, you gotta live there. Even if, you find the lost sibling, then he might die too. That's problematic. Yeah. Yep.
Still don't want to. Since he is part of the family, he does have more like magic and power and stuff, and so they're like, he would be a good recruit too, but he's not the only one that they're looking for through the series.
Oh, okay. Huh. How very interesting. Mystery and intrigue on top of fantasy. What fun.
Has a little bit of everything.
Yes. Yes. Ooh, I like it. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, writing related or not writing related, or yes.
The series does have a little bit of romance as well, just because that's, normal, and my books are, again, character-centered, so whatever is, like, my characters are very fleshed out and, like, real people, so there is some romance elements. I keep it very, very, very PG, but it does grow throughout the series, and so I've had readers kind of razz me a little bit. They're like, please tell me that Crystal and Nathan get together. And I'm like, I can't do that.
You can't tell us.
One of the things readers are going to be rooting for is Crystal and Nathan to get together by the end of the series.
Good to know.
And then
good to know. I will
later of
Oh.
Crystal's kids.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-huh.
that to know as well.
Oh, you're just teasing me with details now. All the things I want to know without having read the books yet. Well, causing trouble. Figures.
Read them.
I think I will do that. I will do just that. All right. It has been great fun talking with you. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. Do feel better from being sick because that's just a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on book release day.
Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to be celebrating and I just want to take a nap.
Have the cake, then take a nap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Have a great day. And yeah, I will go check out your books.
All right, great. You have a good day too.
All right. And I'm going to stop recording.